How are you doing, everyone? It's me, TheDomotaku. It's been a while since I've said that because I haven't uploaded anything. But today we are talking about most probably my favorite series for this season and last season, and we all know the deal. Recreators, episode 22. It's finally over. I am super satisfied and super sad at the same time. It's so awkward when the anime ends, and I'm just like, I'm so happy that I'm satisfied with the ending, and I'm so sad that it's over. And I love this series so much and all that stuff. So mixed feelings. So yes, I haven't talked about this anime ever on my channel. Well, not like ever, but like not too much on my channel because I only talked about it briefly. Like, oh yeah, you know, I love this show. This is the show I'm always watching or really happy to see every single week. Like, I'm always excited to see the next episode. And yeah, that was mostly what I'm out watching for the season stuff, right? So I never really went episode by episode sort of talking about this show, but I can assure you every episode was just so freaking great. It was great. One thing I will tell you about this show, right? I never made an episode or video on this, but I cried twice in this anime. I cried twice. I'll tell you where. So episode 19, when Celestia dies, of course that was just a huge train wreck for everyone who liked her. And then the last time I cried was the last episode with 21, where Shimazaki and Altair finally meet. They come together, their creation and creator. That was so sad. Well, that was emotionally sad. So yeah, I cried twice in the series. That's how much I freaking love this show, man. This is just so crazy. So we'll talk about the finale for this show, right? And then we'll talk about the series in general. So this final episode, oh my goodness, it's not that, well, considering the most heavy and important part was last week, because you saw how they beat the final boss of Altair. They summoned a creation of her creator, which was so weird. I just assumed they, they just put her there, but then no, she's a technical creation, which is like sort of dark twisted concept, right? It's like, oh shoot, they brought her in, but she's just a creation of someone else's imagination. That's so weird, but it technically worked because in talking to Altair, Shimazaki talked her into, just changing her ways. Eventually, right, it was about to happen that Shimazaki was about to go back on the, go on the train again and die like it was supposed to happen, right? But then instead, Altair uses her dang godly powers and breaks the fourth wall and then saves her, and then they live together in their own world for till end of creation. I'm just like, okay, that works. So that was like a effective way to conclude Altair and like her creation and her creator, right, and sort of defeat the final boss. It wasn't too heavily like fighty, battle-y stuff. There was all that stuff before episode 19, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, the way they beat Altair, it was so conclusive. It was perfect. I had no complaints about that personally, because it resolves her as the villain. It brings her like closure and stuff. It was so perfectly called out, but then there's no fighting and stuff, so it's just so weird for me. But I liked it. I liked how they took care of Altair, and how Altair and her creator are living happily together wherever the heck they are, right? That's how they beat her. That's interesting. Next, this episode, they send all the creations home. So all the creations go home. Before going home, they say their last things to their creators. They hang out and stuff, say their farewells. And that was a little sad, but I didn't like cry on the verge sadness of that. But it was really sad to see, like, basically you're saying goodbye to your kid or something like that, and you'll never see them ever again, ever. Like, you'll continue to write their stories, but you'll never see them and ever talk or interact with them ever again. That's so sad to think about. And everyone's going their own way, they're just like, yeah guys, see you guys. They just happily go back to their world where they belong, and like no complaints about it. So that was just really, really touching. Now, the big question I had, right, was what the hell happened to Magane? Because essentially Magane came to the Chamber Festival, helped out Sota bring out Shimazaki, right? And then she just left. Like, they didn't go after her or try to catch her, or she didn't go in the gate to go home. So where the hell is she? So, assumingly, right, here's what I'm thinking about. Because Meteora also stayed in this world, because she cannot send herself through the gate of returning back home because she's the one casting it. So, and her powers were really draining because the worlds were splitting apart, right? So now Meteora stays in this world. I was so happy when that happened because she's basically now a novel writer. She's a freaking creator. And I'm just like, that's so cool because she's a creation, and you know, Meteora has been here in the beginning with Celestia, and I like those two a lot, and now she's staying in this world being a creator, living out like a normal human. That's so sick. But point I'm getting at is no more fanboying. So Magane is here in this world, but I think like Meteora, she has her powers gone because Meteora does not have her magic at all anymore. So Magane, who supposedly left, probably can't bend reality with her lies and words, right, anymore. So that could probably be the case because they don't really specify what happened to her. She doesn't go home. She just left the Chamber Festival. But if she lost her powers, then she's a normal being in this world. And I'm just like, what the hell? Okay, I guess so. But if she like turns up like committing some kind of crime or doing some dangerous bad shit again, that's on them. But essentially, that's why things happen because, you know, Meteora has no powers. Magane didn't go home. She likes the world personally, and she personally probably doesn't have her powers, and she's living out like everyone else, causing mischief somewhere else. That's sort of resolved, I guess, but I'm more happy the fact that Meteora stayed. That was just such a nice touch in the end because, you know, she goes back to, like, if she went back to her world, right, she would go back to the game and her creator's dead, and then Soto was like, oh yeah, I'll see you every single time I play this one game that I beat like ages ago and I probably don't replay ever. But no, she's actually staying in the world. She has like full citizenship and stuff and an identity. That was just so nice. Good touch, good touch. I'm so happy because once again, Celestia and Meteora were the OG ones. They were the first two there, and I kind of grew on them. They were just really great. So it's nice to see that she's a creator. She's writing her own novel called Recreators. That's such a fifth wall breaking. I don't know what the hell to call it. She's writing a story about the story that's named after this anime, which is so weird. But that was just entertaining. So I think I've gotten most of my emotions out of the way with me crying in this anime, my happiness towards the end, my satisfaction towards the end of the show. So now, I think we talk about the series in general. So once again, 22 episodes. Thank goodness it's not freaking 12 episodes or 13 episodes like some normal anime, because I have a lot of series right now that are ending because they're 12 episodes. So this thing ran for 2 seasons. I was so happy that it ran for 2 seasons because this series was just more emotional, more, I don't know how to put it, but because this thing went on for so long, I grew more attached to this show, right? Than more anime than more and other ones I've seen from the past season and this season. I've been always so happy to see this anime every single Saturday night because it was just so interesting to me. I loved the story. The story was, I hear a lot of good things about this series, like how the story is like a fresh sort of thing on, like, you know, anime people coming to the real world or all that stuff, and like action, fighting, and all that stuff. And yeah, I just hear so much praise about the story. I really love the story. It's so basic, but they sort of did it really good throughout the whole series, you know, with the characters and everything. Oh my gosh, I got the characters, man. So yeah, characters really drove the story, because essentially, right, the story is pretty simple, but then the characters you bring out from these anime worlds and games and all that stuff to the real world had to be really specific, because they brought in people from like shoujo manga, action manga, dark ass action manga, video games, mechas, all that stuff. They brought in a variety of things from anime culture and stuff. That was such a like a mixture of everything we love, right? And they did it so well, and the relationship between the creators and the creations were so nice because they were essentially like parent-child relationships. That's how they phrased it in the anime. Like, you know, Celestia and her creator was like parent and child, and they really cared for each other so much that when Celestia died in the end, that was just so sad. Don't remind me about that. I'm gonna cry again. But yeah, that was my point, right? That's just really something I really liked about this show, with the relationship between the characters, and even between like the creator of this person and her. I don't remember her creator's name, but it's mixed. But they, you know, essentially they're still have some sort of relationship because they're like creator and creation, or the god and the creator and creation, whatever that stuff, right? So yeah, I loved every single character in the show. There was a huge cast in this anime, right? And you know, we had Mamika, we had, who else died? Like, so many people died in this anime, but in the end, they were all just really so cool. Even Mamika, who died, probably the first one who died, I think, she was cool. I appreciated her character and how she was like a magical girl. I forgot to include her in the group of anime culture stuff. But yeah, she died being a magical girl, trying to save Altair in the end, and you know, that was truly cool. Sota, you know, Sota, I think he rose up towards the later half of the show, because in the beginning he was just sort of there and he kept the fact about Altair's creator hidden secret, and then when he finally revealed that and when you learned his backstory, I was like, oh damn dude, you killed a girl. I'm just kidding, don't do it. Dang dude, you've been through some stuff. But he ended up really being involved towards the end, and he's the only reason why they won the battle against Altair in the end, because if they didn't summon Shimazaki as a creator, or creation, then Altair wouldn't have, you know, done what you've done. So Sota in the end saved the world. Hallelujah. Good job for you, Sota. Oh, my throat. Anyways, it's evolving that now. Music, oh my gosh. Like, I've told you already twice that I've cried twice in this anime so much. And that is due to the great soundtrack this freaking anime has. Everyone has loved the openings. They show so much love for it. It's freaking amazing. I never skip the opening, ever. Not all 22 episodes, I've never skipped the opening. It's just that freaking amazing. I love listening to it. The soundtrack, besides the openings in the, you know, from like the sad parts to the fighting action soundtracks, they're so great. I really love all of them. They mix so well and it's just so nice. It's just freaking great. And they make everything so much more, it just enhances everything about this anime. It's so nice. The soundtrack just really blew me away, and probably blew a lot of people away with how great it was and how it reinforced everything in this anime. So it was really nice. I don't really know what else to talk about, but that was like my biggest points about this show. Like, aside from like how much action there was in this anime, it was so freaking great. It was just so nice. Oh my goodness. So I think that's it, guys. So Recreators, man. In the end, guys, you know, this thing has been such a great anime to watch for these past 22 weeks, these 2 seasons, and now it's come to an end. Its runtime is done. I'm really satisfied with the ending, and I'm really sad that a lot of people died in this anime, but, you know, in the end, it all worked out perfectly. It all did. So, Recreators, guys, if you guys share the same thoughts and feelings that I do, leave it in the comments section below, leave a like. Tell me what your favorite part about this anime is. Is it the characters, is it the stories, the music, or anything? Just want to hear from you guys, what you guys love about this series so much, and compared to mine and all that stuff. So, well, it's only fitting that my camera had to cut out in the last minute, or when I'm trying to conclude this video. But anyways, and break the immersion. Anyways, guys, Recreators, it was such a great, it was really satisfying and new anime for me, and I really enjoyed every single episode of it. Can't believe it's over, but it's over, and I'm happy towards the end. The happy ending has been achieved, guys. So, that's it for Recreators, guys. There are a lot more anime ending this season. I don't know if I'll be covering all of them. We'll probably see. I have like an idea, right? So we'll see how that works out. And of course, there's all the new anime that I gotta be... Oh god, I gotta be preparing for the new anime, for the new emotional feels. There's like Love Live and other bunch of things I need to look at, the charts and whatnot. But anyways, yeah, guys, Recreators. So, would I want to see like, personally, I really do want to see a season 2 of this, because they have the potential for Meteora being freaking creation, writing her own stories and shit. That's just so interesting. I don't know, guys. That's just me. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Stay tuned, take care, guys, and matsune.